Welcome back to Fit for Life and your second strength training session of the week. Remember, twice a week, the day or two in between. All right, strength training is so important for us. It's one of the basic fitness components, and you know what? I think it might be the most important. We need the others. We need stretching, and we need aerobics, and we need good nutrition, but we want to remain strong to do as much for ourselves as we can, and that's why I put a lot of pressure on that word, strength. Keep that in your head. Bands work. We're going to use the bands today. The first one we use the free weights, but there are many other ways to strengthen, like that ballet class we had. That's another way. Just walking will strengthen your legs, your lower body. Most people have weak upper bodies, even people that walk. So it's really important to still get some strength training in there. Stay strong, stay involved, and control your weight. It burns calories. You do know that, I'm sure. We're going to warm up just a little bit. And I think what we'll do is just a few of the morning exercises I do in bed, and I hope you are remembering them or at least writing them down. So I'm going to have you slide forward in your chair just a little bit. One leg out. Just bounce it. 1, 2, 3, 4. Excuse me. 7, 8. The other side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Terrific. Now the next thing that we can do lying down, because we're still in bed, right? You're just going to kick up. 1, 2, tightens and tones this. 3, strengthens the quadriceps. Good. And 5. And 7. Let's do 10. And 9. So that's a good one you can do in bed. And that's kind of easy. But the very first one, maybe some of you remember this. Very first really easy thing to do when you wake up or you're thinking about getting up is just do this. Doing these makes your head more clear when you get up, because sometimes we're running for where, and you want to make sure that you're not too, your mind isn't too, lazy, doesn't catch up with your movements, right? Another thing to do is circle that foot. Great for ankle flexibility. Let's go the other way. 5 and 6, 7. Wonderful. Try the other side. And these feel good. Get the blood circulating in the foot, up the leg, into the brain. That's what we want. Let's go the other way. And 5 and 6 and 7 and 8. And another one you can do is just lift the leg. Now remember, we're lying down, so you're just pushing down straight. 1, 2. So you're strengthening abdomen, quadriceps. Quadriceps, big muscles in there. 4 big muscles. And we need a lot of work to keep them strong sometimes. Let's try the other side. Just push down. Great. So we're still in bed. So you can keep your eyes closed if you want. 4. Or just open one eye and then open the other eye like I do. Yes. Great. All right. Now let's rest for just a minute. Drop your chin right down. You might be tensing those muscles anyway. Because, you try to do things the way I'm doing them or the way that you think is right. And, you get a little tense sometimes. But I don't want you to be tense because it's not that important. As long as you're safe, I just want you to move. Just want you to move. People are not moving. There's too much sitting going on. All right. The leg is straight on the bed. You're going to go out to the side. And 2. I kind of like this one. You can feel it here. 3. It involves your hip, doesn't it? And 5, and 6, and 7. And we'll just do 8 of those. Try the other side. Why don't you flex that foot a little bit? 1, great, and 2. It's easier sitting up, actually, like we're doing. And 5, and 6, and 7. Good. And 8. All right? Now let's see, to end it, let's do something really difficult. Sitting up straight, legs out, Now you may not want to do this one in bed though, because you're going to do it kind of an under and over, and with your arms also, and this will tighten and tone a lot of our leg muscles, and it will actually stretch a little bit, stretch some of our muscles. We have over 600. That's a lot. And we're not going to always do the same ones every day. So that's why you need at least twice a week, different muscle groups if possible. Great. All right, now grab some water. We get dry fast, especially when we're exercising. I hope you always have this with you, especially in your car. You never know. Great. And we're going to get our bands. Mine is right up here. These are called Dynabands, TheraBands, exercise bands. They're used in physical therapy. All right, now we're going to be exercising upper and lower body, but mostly the upper body right now. So what I'd like you to do is just put the band under one foot, kind of in the middle of the foot. We're not wrapping the band right now. We're holding on to the ends. So I'll wait till you do that. Nice and straight though. Really, really try to concentrate on your posture today. Lifting that foot up and just bring your elbows back. This is great for your triceps, the back of your upper arm. And 2 and 3. Pull that chin in. 4 and 5. 6, work up to 10 at least. And if you're doing strength training on your own, you really need to do 2 sets. Some people do 3 sets. But once you've mastered this and you've been doing it for a while, do 2 sets and then go on to 3, whatever you can do. You may have to use more weight too, so keep that in mind. Good. Let's do one more. I know I've given you some extra, haven't I? Yes, I have. All right. Now the other foot. Holding on in the middle of the foot, so the top of the foot is kind of hanging over, and the heel also. All right. You know what I think I'm going to have you do? Bring the heel back. Put the foot flat down on the floor. Not sure if we've done it quite this way before, but this is great for the arms and the upper back. And what you're going to do is lift up. 1. Don't wrap the band. Hold on to the ends. And don't hold on with your fingertips. Put the band between the thumb and the fingers so you'll get a good hold on them. Look at my posture. Isn't this wonderful? Isn't this better? Breathing out. I know you can feel this one. This one's tough, huh? And 2. And you're tightening that abdomen. Can you feel it? And 3. If something hurts, just stop. It's not worth it. 4. Great. And 5. Wow. And 6. And 7. I like this one. I don't think we've done it quite this way before. Let's relax for a minute. Take the band and just drop it right there. Arms out, cross over, grab your shoulders, and just pull yourself forward. Does this feel good? I hope it does. We'll come forward. You can drop your head down if you want to, as long as it doesn't make you dizzy. Oh, I love this one. A little bit of a turn to this side, and then to that side. Wonderful. Alrighty, now, open. Grab your elbows. Straight body and pull across. Great. Here. Wonderful. And 2. We'll just do 4 of these. 3. And 4. And let's do one more stretch. Hands right here on your shoulders. Make circles with your elbows. They don't have to be big circles. And that's great. It's a great morning exercise, actually. Yes. Wonderful. And then we'll go in the opposite direction this way. Yes. 2 and 3 and 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Clasp your hands together, arms up straight, grab your wrist, pull that arm right up. You can see you can get it a little bit longer and straighter when you hold on. So easy to do this. The body wants to resist. So you want to pull that up and reach up. Oh, wow, this is great. Take this hand and let's cross over and do a little bit of a twist here. Good for your waist and your midriff and your upper back and your shoulders. Good. And your neck, of course. It's a great stretch. And then we'll come back. You're going to grab, cross over, and pull yourself around. How does that feel? We've done this many times, so you should be a little bit looser now. Good. And then we'll come back. All right. All right. Here's what we're going to do. We are going to wrap the band this time. And then we're going to wrap it here. Okay, now that's probably too long. You're not going to get much resistance there. So let's wrap one more time and then one more time this way. And just lift the band up and pull out. Now if this is too strong and it hurts anything, unwrap once on each side, right? 2. So we're just reaching up and forward. 3. You can feel that in your upper back, in your wrist, everywhere, your forearms. Wow. I forgot that this was a tough one. And out. And again, if it's too much, just unwrap. Bring the hands together, make a little shelf, and you can rest your chin. Take a little rest. Close your eyes if you want. Wonderful. Okay. Now bring your elbows together and down and just relax for a minute. Let that chin drop down. You've been tensing you've been tensing the neck muscle. So we want to drop that chin down. This time the arms are out straight. I like to put one foot in front. It's more comfortable. And we're going to just pull out to the side now. 1. But you can see where these are effective. Even though we're not using weights, they do work. It's very inexpensive, and these are much easier to carry sometimes. And if we do both, that's even better. Weights and bands. And the machines. The machines are really great. Probably the best, but we can't carry machines around with us. And pulling out, I forgot to count. So let's do just one more. Hands together. Rest your chin on the little shelf here. Close your eyes if you want. Good. All right. Now you're going to just relax and do nothing, just for a minute. What I'd like you to do is do an ear drop side to side, very gently, and if it makes you dizzy, don't do it anymore, okay? Do what you can do. We're all at a different fitness level. Yes, I've said it 1,000 times, I know. But it's important to realize that and not be hard on yourself. You're moving. That's the important thing, and you're way ahead of your friends or just people you know that aren't doing anything. They're just giving in to all the soreness and the stiffness of aging. You're doing something about it. It's really wonderful. You should be proud of yourself. Band in front of your knees, but try not to round over. Keep that back straight as you come forward, and then pull out. If it's too much, don't do it, or unwrap the band one time. You can do that. And 3. And you know bands come in 3 weights, usually, sometimes 4. There's the really tough ones, like I'm using right now. So there's strong, and there's medium, and there's lightweight. There's even extra lightweight. So if you're just starting out, and you've had surgery, and you want to take it really easy, you can find them at TJ Maxx. You can find them on Amazon, the bands. But if you're taking a class somewhere else, just find out from the instructor where what she wants you to get, if it's a particular brand, whatever. So hands together, the little shelf. This is our last little rest. Okay, great. Let's put the band down for just a minute. We're going to do a little bit more for the upper body. Okay, good. All right, just clasp your hands together and push out straight. I'm going to sit back now. Do a little bit of a back bend. Now the chair will prevent you from doing a big back bend, but I want to see a nice stretch here. Leaning back, feet flat and open just a little bit. Come forward. Keep your head up. You can round your back over. You can grab your ankles if you want. Oh, this is great. And then we're going to come back up. Wonderful. All right. Now, you can grab some water if you want. We're going to strengthen the lower body. And you know our favorite exercise, right? That's coming forward. Slide forward in the chair. If you're sitting back here, it's going to be kind of difficult to stand up. So let's slide forward. Eventually, you can do that maybe. Arms out straight. And you're just going to stand up without holding on. Do not take a step forward, because if you go to sit down or lose your balance, the chair won't be there, right? So let's try it again. I usually have us do 8 of these. If you can do 4, that would be great. So let's try it again. It's 2. Good. Great strengthener for the legs, which we need for our what? Not just strength and moving, balance. Really, really important with age that we get to balance better than what we're doing right now. But it has to be maintained. You can't do strength training once a month and expect it to work. So let's say it's 5. Up. Good. And if you're waiting for us, that's fine. And 6. And 7 coming up. Good. And excuse me. And 8. Wonderful. Just swing those arms side to side. That feels good. Relaxing. Now, there's another exercise that I've heard about. It's in almost every exercise book that I've ever seen. It's called a squat. It's similar to what we just did, but you're just standing this time and bending your knees a little bit. Now you're reaching forward. That's not so difficult. Just keep going down. The longer you stay here, the more you will be able to go down. Those muscles will stretch out a little bit. But this bottom part, your pelvic area, you want to push back as if you're going to sit down. So it's sitting down and reaching forward. So you're going forward and back at the same time. If you find it impossible to balance, hold on with one hand and reach forward and then push back. And the squat is not the prettiest movement, but it's for our function, remaining functional, being able to get up and move and walk, and if you want to dance and just exercise. So if you can just bend your knees, you'll be strengthening right here, okay? So let's reach forward and go back at the same time as if you're going to sit down in the chair. I'll try it here, just so you can see. You can do it right near the chair if you want to. Forward and back, and then just sit right down. Just make sure you're lined up properly, right? So it's very similar to what we just did, right? We did the sit-stand, and we just did that. We just got up. So let's try it again. Reaching forward and then back, as if you're going to sit and you are going to sit. Go back. It's much easier that way, so keep that in mind. Okay. All righty. Now, another exercise, and I'm going to turn my chair. Just strengthen your lower leg. We've done this many times, but it has to be repeated, so that's why we're going to do it. And all you're going to do is lift your heels up 1 and 2. Good. And 3 and 4. Let go with one hand, and 5 and 6. Good. And 7. Try to do 10. We'll just do 2 more of these. Good. And yes, you can feel it. You know, that calf muscle gets tight. It's contracting. So to stretch it out a little bit is just to bend those knees. And stay down here. Your feet are not together like this. They're open a little bit like that. So you're bending those knees. Stay here if you can, if your knees will allow you to stay there. Lift your heels up. 1 and 2 and 3. If you can do just 4, that's fine. And 5 and 6. Good. And 7. I can really feel that. Shake it out. Shake out the other side. I would say that at least 90-95% of us have one leg that's weaker. Maybe more than that. So always do an extra set of these on the weaker side, okay? So you'd be standing on the weaker leg. This gets lifted up. Same thing, just lifting that heel and lifting. You don't have to do this one with a bent knee. That's kind of hard on the knee, okay? So just do an extra set while I'm talking. I'm doing it on the weaker leg to balance our strength. And I think it works. No one has ever told me it didn't work. So, but I want you to take that leg you were standing on and just point the toe back, because we want to stretch that calf out for sure, right? You're going to pull the heel down, stay here, pull yourself up, nice and tall. You can pull your chair back if you need to. I did about an inch. Can you balance here? The front knee is bent, the back leg is back, so that you can feel a stretch. If you can't, you have to go back a little more. All right. One hand is here. See if you can balance for a few seconds. Switch the hands or let go with both. Now we have to stretch the other one too, so let's do that quickly. It's a point, ball of the foot, and heel. And don't forget to push yourself up nice and tall. Bend that front knee. Make sure you can still see the toe, some of the toe there. You don't want to be forward that way. Get ready. Side and side. So you're strengthening the quadricep here. Quadricep. You're stretching the back leg. And if you can let go, you'll be improving your balance. Pull that in and your posture. Whenever you pull that chin in, you're lining up your posture. Your shoulders should be over your hips over your knees over your ankles. It's hard to remember all that when we're standing up, but it's nice for you to know anyway, isn't it? All right, we're almost finished. I'd like to do some strengthening for the hamstring back here. All right, let's try this. Walk back a little bit. You'll let your arms are straight. So you're kind of leaning forward a little bit, but not like this. Shoulders down, keep your back straight and lean forward. I know that's hard to even think about sometimes. I want you to lift and pull it down. And lift. Good for the glutes too. And 3. And 4. And 5. And 6. Do what you can do. And 7. And 8. All right. Do a little marching in place. Just to relax for a minute. Feels good. All right, let's try the other side now. So we're going to walk back. So there's a pretty good space here, maybe a couple of feet. You're on an angle. You're not straight like this. Let's come forward. But you're kind of on an angle. Try to keep the back flat. And we're going to just lift to the back. And 1, and 2, and 3, and 4. How you doing? 5, and 6. Good. And 7, and 8. Feels a little different, doesn't it? All right, why don't you just face me now, and I will turn my chair. Should be right here. Okay, now you're going to stand straight, so that would be here rather than here. Nice and tall. You're going to cross one foot over. This is a nice stretch for your lower back, which you've been using because we have been strengthening the lower body. So just drop forward. Drop forward. Keep that head up if you have to. Oh, yes. Oh, yes. I can feel that stretch back there. But let's do the opposite now. Just lift that arm up, up, up. Push the hips forward and we'll come back. Wonderful. Nice stretch, as I said, for the lower back. So let's put the other foot over. Good. We'll stay on the same side of the chair. We'll just drop down again. You could do opposite sides when you do it on your own, if you can remember it. Good. Stay there. Keep that head up. Let's come up with the arm. Good. Reaching up, pushing those hips forward just a little bit. Oh, yeah, that feels wonderful. All right, we're going to sit down, grab some water. We just have a couple of minutes left. And you know what I'd like to do? Instead of exercises, I want to do a little bit of yoga breathing, which we're going to do in the next show. We're going to do a show on yoga, which we do usually for the last of the 5 that I tape every month. So if you can hear me, just close your eyes. Let your chin drop right down. Oh boy, that just feels so good. And yes, I can feel it was tight. It's a little bit tight, a little bit sore back there, but because we've been stretching, it's going to feel better. All right, now let's bring the head back up. And you can open your eyes or not. Just look up at the ceiling so you're on just a slight angle. Don't try to drop your head on your back. That's very bad for that neck area. Again, with your eyes closed now, just in a natural pose here. We'll breathe up through the nose. As you breathe up through the nose, you're going to expand the abdomen as if you're filling it with air like a balloon. So you're going to breathe up and very gently push out. All right, now when you breathe up, you're going to tighten just a little bit. And just relax. Let the chin drop right down. Now this time, we're down here. We're going to breathe up as we lift the head up. And hold. And then exhale and pull the abdomen in. Pull it in, tighten it up a little bit. Good. And then bring your head back up. Let's do some ear drops side to side. Again, if you can hear me, you know what I'm doing. You can keep your eyes closed if you want to see what I'm doing. Just open your eyes, and we're going to drop the ear to the shoulder. So there is so much for you, and I am trying to bring you everything that I know of, everything I'm learning all the time, what's best for us. We've got to keep moving. We have to keep moving. So thanks for joining me today, and we'll be doing yoga together pretty soon. So just keep moving, and just dance. If the weather's bad, just dance while you're watching television or listening to music. Bye for now.